So I'm not sure if this is going to be the best artwork that we may have had on the Sketch It Challenge.
You have to actually
few different ways.
Guess what it is before.
Hey everybody, welcome to No More Ink, the official after show for Ink Master that also serves as your connection to the tattoo world. I'm your host, Ryan Ashley. Joining me today is a woman with over 20 years in the industry. She's known around the world for appearances on multiple tattoo television shows, countless magazine covers, and co-owning New York City's Grit and Glory. Please welcome a woman that I've always looked up to, Megan Massacre. Hi, baby.
Hi. I feel like I have a tear after you saying that. Made me feel so nice.
Well, it's true. Your career has been crazy.
It's been a wild ride, I'll say that.
Yeah, so how did this all begin? I know you were one of the first women really ever to appear on tattoo television. It was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was a really long time ago.
It
It's crazy to think about how much time has passed now. I think that was 2010. I did a TV show called New York Ink, and at that time I'd already been tattooing for about 7 years. So it's not like I was new in tattooing. I had been around a little while, and I remember thinking like, wow, people actually want to watch tattooing on TV? Like, that's really silly. And I never imagined like I would get a job offer like that. And when I did, you know, I was definitely very surprised. I was like, I guess, I don't know if I'm the TV type, but you know, I did some interviews and they were like, all right, let's try it. And I moved to New York and the rest is history, you know?
Absolutely. And then it snowballs from there.
It literally does.
So you've gone through this crazy career. You're tattooing over 20 years. You hit the really early stages of tattoo television.
Yeah, the very beginning.
Changed the game. I know you've traveled the world. This is a crazy life we've lived.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, tattooing life is pretty nuts. I feel like for every tattooer, there's a lot of opportunity, there's a lot of travel, there's a lot of freedom in it, you know.
Yeah.
It's all what you do with it though.
But life has changed now a little bit, huh? You're
Oh my
a new
goodness.
mommy.
Yeah. I have a son. He recently turned 2 years old.
Ooh, fun age. How is that going with the balance and everything?
I mean, it's amazing, but it's crazy. It was like hit the ground running, figuring out like, who is this new person that I've become? Because you become a completely new person, whether you realize you're going to or not, when you become a parent. And then trying to balance that with running a business, having a career.
The thing people don't realize about being a mom and a tattooer, tattooing isn't like a job that you show up and you do your job and you leave.
No.
It's not like that at all.
It's a lifestyle.
Right? It's a lifestyle.
It's like 24 hours a day.
And you have to design and you have to draw and create, and it's so hard pulling this creativity out of yourself when your mind is in so many different places.
Absolutely. Just because you have to draw a tattoo, it doesn't mean you're feeling creative in that moment.
It's a lot to juggle, and then when you throw a tattoo shop on top of that, it's like,
forget it.
It's literally a juggling act.
I have like 3 full-time jobs. It's insane.
Yes.
I'm like, oh my God, I really signed up for this. Like, I created this life. This is what I wanted. This is what I'm doing. I've had my shop for about 11 years. It's called Grit and Glory, and I love it. It's a passion, but it's like being a parent in itself, right? A parent to all the people that work there and the business itself. You know, it takes a lot of time and a lot of care and a lot of efforts. It's a child, you know, so.
It absolutely is.
It's very surprising.
Do you think your artwork has like changed and evolved?
Yeah, I mean, if I were to say, not even just as like a parent, right? But just the way that my artwork has changed since I started tattooing. I mean, if you looked at it then, and then 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, and now 20 years, you would think it was all different artists every single time. Being inspired by whatever like the trends are at the time, the new technology, you know. I remember in the beginning when I started tattooing, nobody was doing color realism because you could not. Just the technology wasn't there yet, you know. So it's like, as you know, you go through the years and tattooing evolves, the world evolves, you evolve as a human being. I think that really reflects in your artwork. And yeah, absolutely. I've been like 10 tattoo artists in my lifetime, for sure.
No, I agree. Well, before we get into Ink Master and what went down in the latest episode, first we're going to travel back in time for a little segment called Ink Remastered. Essentially, it's a shot at a do-over for the tattoo that sent a former contestant home. From season 14, we're bringing in Katie McGowan. Now, this challenge was judging composition, and the subject matter was Japanese tattoos.
Katie.
Okay.
I think the composition of the tattoo, you're close to getting it right. If it was bigger, You put a lot of information in the tattoo, and so I don't even understand what's going on. It's just so busy that I'm completely lost.
She's so cute.
Oh, that looks like fun.
My God, she did not. This is much more her style dragon.
Yeah, I feel like this feels very her.
Oh my God, she's actually smiling as she's doing it.
I love that for her.
It's already so cute. When an artist is doing something they actually really like, they actually really want to do, you can feel it and see it in the artwork.
Yeah, well, like, you're gonna get the best possible artwork
Yeah.
when you have your artist in their comfort zone doing what they're good at. You know, that thing is beautiful.
Glitter? She did a glitter dragon.
That is so pretty.
It's so cool. Look at the little flame tattoo on her arm.
I really love the fringe. Like all of the fringe detail around the
too.
dress, the glitter. It's all very cool.
Look at the two next to each other. Isn't that
Yeah,
wild?
and this is why you want to get tattooed by artists in their style, in their comfort zone, because you're going to get their best, not like when you're forcing them into something new.
No.
Don't get me wrong. I know that they're in it for the challenge, but
And no,
she
it's
really
just,
shined here.
No, it's just so obvious. Like, this is why you let tattooers do their thing. That's why.
She
That's
killed
exactly
it.
Yeah. And this is also why you don't force tattooers or ask a tattooer to do something they really don't want to do.
Yeah.
It's just not going to work out for you.
No.
This was great.
Yeah,
I
this is
love this
perfect.
tattoo.
Me too.
I wish she did this on Ink Master.
I know. I wish she had the opportunity to.
Yes, absolutely. In terms of what the challenge was, we were judging Japanese tattoos and really focusing on composition. I don't think her second attempt was necessarily Japanese.
She was doing her style,
style.
Katie style,
Yeah.
you know? So,
Absolutely.
of course, it's going to look a lot different than the first tattoo. Japanese tattooing comes with a ton of rules. It's intimidating.
It's intimidating, it is.
Because it's not like such a free art form. Not every artist works well under very strict guidelines, and some work great. So that's why it works for some and not for others.
Yeah, and if you don't know the rules, just put some glitter on it, I suppose.
Exactly.
Now it's time to get into the ink. Here is your official spoiler alert. On this episode of Ink Master, we start with the Flash Challenge. It's the OGs against the young guns as they tackle the category of ingenuity. Armed with glue and a colorful assortment of recyclable items, they must create an 8-foot by 12-foot piece of art. DJ and I are so jealous every single week because we want to do the Flash Challenges.
Well, they look really, really fun.
It's freaking awesome. It's
Yeah.
like summer camp. You get together with a bunch of your cool artist friends and you do a big art project.
Yeah.
It's like the coolest thing you can do.
Honestly, why don't we do this in real life more often?
I know.
I feel like
Yes.
as artists, we should just get together and make these kind of cool, fun projects.
Right?
Want to do one?
In the back. We'll do
Okay.
it.
The judges have determined the winner of the Flash Challenge is the OGs.
This week, the OGs took the Flash Challenge, which means they get to choose the skull picks and will also serve as a jury of peers to put one contestant in the bottom 3 this week.
As a jury of peers, we nominate Trevor.
So before we dive even deeper into Ink Master, we're gonna play a little game. All right, Megan, here is your challenge of the day.
Okay.
It is called the Sketch It Challenge. So you're gonna get a secret tattoo-themed word and you're gonna have a couple minutes to sketch it out on the iPad and see if I can guess what it is that you're drawing.
The pressure. I hope I don't mess up.
I mean, same, we're gonna flip it and I'll try one with you too.
Okay.
We'll go back and forth for a sec.
All right.
All right, let's play.
It's not gonna be great, okay?
It's an avocado.
Nope. All right, now we're here.
Is it a glazed donut?
No, but I wish it was, because I would love a glazed donut right now.
I know, right? So I'm not sure if this is going to be the best artwork that we may have had on the Sketch It Challenge.
You have to
A
actually
few different ways.
guess what it is before.
Is it a ring?
So I'm using that as an example to show you something else.
Reflective? Reflective metallic tattoos?
Metallic.
Metallic? Oh my God, metallic tattoos. You're the lord of this ring.
I am.
All right, are you ready?
I'm ready.
I have no idea how I'm about to,
I just did this and I felt the pressure, so I get it.
okay. Mine's gonna be a bit of a diagram.
Okay.
Okay.
3D.
Woo!
Yeah, that was good.
I can't believe you've got that. But I was trying to go from 2D to 3D, you know
and
what I
you
mean?
did it. That's
Yeah,
exactly what
yeah,
you
yeah.
did.
Let's take a look at this week's metallic tattoos.
You will have 6 hours to create metallic tattoos. Fail to make them shine, and you will be going home.
This is Jarrell's tattoo. I think the chrome is pretty cool.
I like it. I like the little bit of blue highlight. I think that cool tone mixed with the warm tones of the flames looks really nice together.
Do you think that the swirl of the metallic skull is the same shape and swirl of the flames, and so it's the same movement and texture, just repeated to different areas?
It definitely has a similar flow. Maybe that was a specific choice to make the whole tattoo flow in the same direction.
Vibe together?
I don't know if I would have made the same choice. I think I probably would have made a different horizon line on the bottom of the skull for the chrome, but I don't think that that's like a make or break for the tattoo. It's personal opinion.
Totally. It's cool though.
I like it.
This is James. It's cool, right?
It's beautiful. And the fact that he just came up with that all out of his head, no reference, it's very impressive.
It wasn't the most absolutely glowing, glistening gold, but I think the way he pulled off the metallic in this is really, really important to understand. It's that new school trick where you separate your layer into two and you have the dark coming from the middle, you know, 90s chrome technique.
It's definitely a lot more illustrative. A lot of times I feel like people represent metallic with more of a realism style, so it's definitely reminiscent of the new school era for sure.
Yeah, I loved it though. Love this one.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
What do you think about ponies?
It's very reflective, very shiny, very gold. I mean, I love the subject matter. I love using the Egyptian head as like the representation for the gold. I think it's really cool. I want to get in closer.
You want to zoom in a little bit?
I want to zoom in.
That's where it got tricky with Pony's tattoo, because the closer you zoom on this tattoo, the more you realize he just needed a little more time.
When you're doing this level of detail, especially with realism, it takes a really long time. It doesn't really matter the size of the tattoo. So I would have loved to see what he could do with it if he had even more time, because, you know, he's such a tremendous artist.
Yeah.
It's really cool though.
It was crazy though. So this is Jenna's tattoo.
I mean, it's a cool tattoo. I think that there's just not a lot of opportunity to represent metallic, right? Which was the whole point of the challenge.
I told her it should have been a solid gold band to border the hand, and then on the right hand side where she has the blue around the snake, it should have been the same gold band to bookend it, right? Gold on both sides.
Yeah, it would have been a great opportunity to incorporate more gold, even making the entire hand gold.
Yeah.
I just simply think it needs more.
This is Joseph's first attempt at metallic and his first attempt at an armor tattoo.
I'm just gonna go ahead and put it out there. Having it be your first attempt at doing anything and having to do it on television is a lot. You're like really kind of setting yourself up for a vulnerable position there.
Absolutely. I just didn't think it pulled off that metallic look, you know? I think maybe he misunderstood the assignment.
Well, he's never done it before.
Right.
You need
He still hasn't done it.
He still hasn't done it. It's missing highlights. That's what I take away most from this, is I see a lot of dark. I don't see a lot of highlights or shiny or white. There's no room left for those
dull
highlights.
Yeah. This was Trevor's. What do you think about this?
I mean, I think it's actually a really cool tattoo. I like this tattoo. It's pretty and it's fun. I just don't see the metallic. It just isn't shiny. That's just where it misses the mark, right?
Yeah, totally. I mean, in the makeup brushes, it has a little burst of that highlight on top,
But the subject matter is supposed to be metallic, right?
Yeah, totally.
So I feel like it shouldn't necessarily be a tiny detail or afterthought. It should really stand out in the piece. And I do believe it looks to me as though maybe there was an attempt to make those certain areas gold, but again, to me, it's missing the highlight.
Cats. I'm pretty sure this canvas called it a drag bot, which is
So
the
cool.
coolest.
Yeah,
It was-
it's a really cool idea.
I think it was the coolest tattoo in the room for sure.
I love the tattoo. I think it's really fun idea, really cool. I mean, it's definitely metallic, so I feel like they pulled off, you know, exactly what they were supposed to do with this, and in a very fun way.
Love the nipple rings.
I didn't even see those.
The nipple rings, dude. It was a cool tattoo. It
is very cool.
Oh, this was Lucy.
Okay, so I put the flower, I feel like it's busy, and then it doesn't show the detail on the gem.
So you're not doing my peonies?
Nah, I don't think it will look good.
I'm not okay with that.
Man, that just seems so difficult, you know? Sometimes it's hard. I feel like, you know, clients really need to learn to take the advice of the artist, because we know what we're doing. We know our expertise and we know what we can do with the amount of time, you know? So I feel like that definitely seemed to work against her, and I get it, girl. I've been in those positions too.
I think she did the best she could have possibly done with that challenge. So this was Stephanie's tattoo. The carousel horse. What do you think about this?
My first thought is just that, again, this is a metallic challenge and I just don't see a whole lot of that. I get that there's a little bit of reflection in the top of the carousel, and I do think that that reflection is cool, but it just doesn't scream metallic to me. It just doesn't. So I just personally don't understand why take the time to do all of the rest of this stuff that's not metallic.
Okay, this is how you create the illusion, no?
Exactly. So this is a hot dog and it is gold and it is shiny. So I think that they hit the mark here.
I think Anthony nailed the metallic on this hot dog.
Yeah.
The chain wasn't my favorite.
I just don't think it needs it, honestly. I feel like if you would have just done the hot dog without that, if you needed the chain, I feel like it definitely probably should have been gold and had that same level of shine.
Metallic, yeah. But this to me is a really, really good example of how you put super bright right up against super dark.
That contrast.
And it instantly gives that effect. This was jade.
So I really like the diving helmet. It gives a realistic feel. It's metallic for sure. I don't think it's that like really sharp in your face metallic. I think it's a little softer, but I like it. I feel like the diver helmet really is cool to me. The tentacles, it just seems like she ran out of time.
Yeah.
It doesn't look bad, but it just doesn't look finished to me.
A little bit disconnected, I think, as well, right?
Maybe, like
different styles.
Like it's cool to have opposite styles in one tattoo, but you really have to have them flow well together.
Well, tattoo of the day went to James with his awesome gold Buddha head, but there was a bit of a shakeup at the end of this episode. The jury of peers put Trevor in the bottom, and the judges decided to put Joseph and Jenna up for elimination. Just a few minutes before the elimination, Jenna dropped out.
You want to be here?
This is an emotional battle for me. Why continually put myself through something like that? Is the question.
What do you think about Jenna leaving the competition?
I think it's really important to protect your mental health, and I feel like if she was at the point where she felt like it was affecting her in that way, I mean, what else are you gonna do?
Yeah.
You gotta choose yourself first.
It's a lot to juggle. It's a mental battle. You are in new situations with new people, and your work is being picked apart.
I can't even imagine, as somebody who has tattooed on television but wasn't being judged by actual judges, I will go ahead and say I think I've done all of my worst tattoos on television because of the pressure that I was under. Not that I don't think they were good tattoos and I didn't give them my all, but in that environment, it is really, really hard. If you got one little thing going on, if you're having a bad day, it can derail the whole thing.
So before you go, Megan, I'm gonna have you weigh in on an important topic in our world.
Cute.
Give your State of the Union address on one of the topics that's been going on in the industry.
Okay.
So what are your thoughts on trendy tattoos? Do you think they are fun? Do you think it's going to be instant regret? Should you stick with the classics? How do you feel about trendy tattoos?
So as somebody who has seen quite a few trends come and gone and come back, okay, I will say that trends have their place in tattooing, right? But they're not necessarily a good idea for everyone and in every situation, right? As a tattoo artist, I love trends. Why? Because it keeps people coming in the door, right? If new tattoo ideas become trendy, those are new ideas that people get and they're like, yeah, I want to get a new tattoo. Love that for you. Love that for me too, you know? And I like tattooing trends, right? Like metallic. We've been talking about it all day. That's a trend.
It's very cool.
And it's really fun to tattoo.
I also feel like trendy tattoos are really cool and fun when you get them. And then they go through a period where you're like, all right, we get it, you're part of the trend, and they're not cool again.
They're not cool anymore because too many people did it.
But then when time passes,
Give it 10 years.
Give it 10 years.
It'll be back,
And then
trust
it's almost
me.
like a club though.
It
I
is.
love seeing a Tweety Bird tattoo or a Betty Boop on somebody
Absolutely.
that's 30 years old.
I love tribal.
Cool.
When I see
tribal.
somebody who has like the little tribal sun around their stomach, I'm like, you know, I've done 400 of those tattoos.
But
like
it makes
20
you
years
love
ago.
it though, right? Because
Yes.
it's like a club that you were part of.
Exactly. So that's the thing, right?
Yeah.
Trends are cool for a minute and then they're not, but they always come back around.
I'm so glad you came.
Thank you for having me. I had the best time, and it's so nice to
good.
catch up with you as well.
Always. And I know where to find you, obviously, but the rest of the world might not. So let everybody know where to find you, how to find you.
I have a tattoo studio here in Manhattan. It's in the West Village. It's called Grit and Glory, and it's where you can find me, a bunch of really cool artists, and I have a clothing line there as well. So I'd love if you guys wanted to come visit or check it out online. The website is gritandglory.com. You can also check out my personal website, which is meganmassacre.com. Yeah. Come get tattooed.
All right, and that's it for No More Ink. Don't forget to watch this season of Ink Master on Paramount Plus, and check out the Ink Master YouTube channel for everything Ink Master. Yay!
Thank you.